my TLED 619 friends. This is your Professor Pete sitting here in my office. It's Wednesday morning right now. I'm sorry I didn't get the video posted last night. I actually forgot my camera here in the office, so I wasn't able to get back in after I got back from the higher ed center. Anyway, that's what I'm doing now. So what I want to do with this video is give you guys some information about Project 1, the empirical article, summary, and critique. There are a couple important parts of this assignment, and I'll show them to you on our class Blackboard page at the very end of this video. In general, you're only required to do three things in this assignment. The first is I want an APA reference for the article you review. The second, I want a summary of the article, including some pretty specific points that I'll go over in just a minute. And third, I want a critique of the article, which is just basically what you think about the article, where it did well and where it did poorly. Okay, at this point, I'm going to pick up the camera, so if you get nauseous, I apologize. I'm going to pick up the camera and show you the rubric so I can show you in detail exactly what I want out of the summary and critique. Alright, so hold on to your stomachs. Here we go. Okay, so I hope this is legible for you here. This is the rubric that I'm going to use to evaluate your summary and critique. As you can see on the top row there, the first thing I want is a reference in APA format. This is easy. If you have any questions about the reference, please let me know. The next thing I want, the next few sections pertain to the summary section of this assignment. The first thing I want is the rationale. The rationale for the article, very similar to what you did in assignment 2.1, is just I want you to talk about what the author or authors were trying to do with this study. Why did they think it was important, and what do they plan to do with their study. Next, I want the research questions and hypotheses. Okay? In one of the articles that you have the option to review, the hypotheses aren't explicitly stated. That means the authors don't say, here are my hypotheses, hypothesis 1, blah, 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 hypothesis 2, blah, blah, blah. Rather, they're just sort of implied in the rationale section, okay? So if you find that article, if you choose to review that article, don't worry about trying to say it eloquently. Just summarize what you think the hypotheses probably are based on the rationale. Next, I want you to talk about the variables, the independent and dependent variables. Remember, the independent variable is that thing that the researchers manipulate in order to get different results between groups. And the dependent variable is the outcome measure, where the differences between those groups are supposed to show up. Okay? Next, I want you to talk about the method. I'm going to scroll up here so we can see that clearly. I want you to describe the type of design and briefly summarize the method used to address the research question. What I mean by method is it qualitative or is it quantitative? Is it experimental or non-experimental? I also want you to touch on things like the sampling strategy and the data collection and analysis techniques. Alright. Next comes the really important part, the results. What the heck did these scholars find when they conducted this study? That's really important. Talk about their major findings. If there are a whole bunch of findings in the article that you review, don't list every single one of them. Just talk about the ones that you think are most important. Okay? So that's all for the summary section. Again, let me review. The rationale, the research question, the variables, the method, and the results. Those are all part of the summary section for this assignment. Now you're on to the critique. So the critique is just as important as the summary, but it's something that you have a little bit more, you can take a little bit more creative liberty with. What I want you to do is talk about how well the study accomplished its goals. Did it get the job done? Did it meet its rationale's goals? Specifically, I want you to talk about the major strengths of the study, the major limitations, and then I want your opinion. Do you think that based on the results, the author's conclusions were justified? If so, explain, and if not, explain. Then, since you're all budding researchers, I want you to talk about how the study might have been improved. What could they have done differently in order to come with more interesting or more useful results? And then pretend that you were following in these researchers' footsteps and you wanted to conduct a follow-up study. What sort of fruitful directions does this study that you reviewed point you in as a researcher? And that, my friends, is it. That's the entire rubric for this assignment. So again, I want the reference in APA style, the summary, including all of these points here, the rationale, research question, hypothesis, variables, method, and results. And then I want a critique where you tell me what you think about the study. Okay. All right, sorry for that shaking. I'm back now. The assignment doesn't have to be very long. I imagine you'll be able to get it done in 4 pages roughly. If you need to take a little bit more space than that, or you get it done a little bit more briefly than that, that's all good. I want it to be typed and double spaced in Times New Roman 12-point font, please. And I want it submitted on Blackboard. I'll show you the link where I want you to submit that assignment here in just a minute. The assignment is due on Saturday, the 18th of September. If you need an extra day or so to complete it, that's perfectly all right. I know because I'm a little late getting this video to you guys, some of you may have trouble completing it by Saturday. So if that's the case, go ahead and take till the weekend. I'm not going to come in until Monday anyway, so if you submit it on Sunday, I'm not going to know. Or I'm not going to care, that is. So what I'm going to do now is pick up the camera again and show you the important things that you need to see on our Blackboard page so that you can succeed with this assignment. Apologize in advance for the shakiness. Okie dokie. So here we are on our course Blackboard page. This is the main page. Over here on the left, you'll see the projects section. So if you click on projects, I'm sure you've all done this before. When you click on projects, you'll see I have a folder with materials for every single project we're going to complete. So of course I'm going to click on the Project 1 folder here at the top, and it gives you the project objectives, the project scenario and context, the pertinent readings, and then a lecture by Dr. Linda Bowl, who explains this assignment in pretty good detail. Down here at the bottom, Project 1, Summary and Critique of Empirical Journal Article. This is where I want you to submit the assignment. So what you'll do is click this link and attach your file right here. Okay? And please make it a Word document. DocX is fine also. Okay, now let me go back because there's another important thing I want to show you. Here's the link to the Project 1 folder in the Resources section. Here you'll see a glossary which appears in all the project resources sections. And frequently asked questions. Among these are, do I have to pay for the articles? No, you don't. I've linked them right here for you. Do I have to know statistics? No. And where can I get some examples? Chapter 13 of our course text. Alright, now this is really important. That rubric that I was just showing you is linked right here in the resources section. So please check that out as you're completing the assignment to make sure that you're touching on all of the important things. Last but not least, certainly not least, perhaps most important, is the articles. Links to the articles that I want you to review are right down here. And again, you just have to choose one of these. Okay? So, I think that's about it for this assignment. As always, if you have questions or concerns, please let me know and I'll help you as best I can. Alright, I hope you have a good day. Bye.